Sharuth, welcome. You guys are here at the Butzel Conference Center. I'm Rabbi Jason. It's great to have this opportunity with all of you to plant trees. Okay? A couple things. First of all, you're still on the property of Tamarack Camps. Okay, you're just at the Butzel Conference Center. Just by a show of hands, how many of you have planted trees before? Where did you plant trees? Here at camp?
Israel.
In Israel. At your school? Here at camp?
Here.
Here at camp? Anyone else?
Yeah.
At camp? Also at camp? First session? Last session? At Tamarack? Anyone else?
My house.
At your house? Someone said in the front yard?
My house.
At your house. So a lot of you raised your hand. Some of you planted trees here. Some of you have planted trees elsewhere. Some of you even said that you planted a tree in Israel. Okay, how many of you planted a tree in Israel, even if you've never been to Israel? How many of you sent money to Israel and had a tree planted, or maybe someone did that for you? So Israel is 60 years old this year, and I can tell you that Israel would not look the way it looks if Jewish people all over the world hadn't been planting trees in Israel for the past 60 plus years. Whether they've actually gone to Israel and planted trees, or if they've sent money there and had trees planted for them. Today what you're going to be doing is a wonderful gift. You're going to be giving a gift to the environment by creating a new tree. You're also going to be giving a gift to Camp Tamarack by helping us look more beautiful, helping our property look more beautiful by planting a tree here. Now, why are trees so important? What do trees give us?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. What else?
Shade.
Shade, right? You guys are sitting underneath the shade of this tree.
Beautiful.
Trees are beautiful to look at. Creates beautiful habitat.
Fruit.
Fruit. And who eats the fruit?
We do.
We do, and also animals eat. That's a habitat for animals, right? Animals live in trees. Very important. What else do trees give us? I saw someone reading a magazine before. Paper.
Lettuce.
Right? Pencils.
That grows from the ground.
What else do trees give us?
Lumber.
Lumber. You know, what about, does anyone like pancakes or waffles? What do you put? Maple syrup. Maple syrup. Also, I can tell you a lot of medicines. A lot of prescription medicine comes from trees. Okay? And gum. Okay? Also gum comes from trees. Okay? So, and it's so important for us to create new trees. Now in Judaism, we know that the world was created in how many days? 6 days. Right? 6 days. God rested on the 7th. Okay? But God didn't really finish creating the world in 6 days. Okay? There's still a lot of this world that has to be created, that has to be nurtured and taken care of, and that's our part. So we are all of us human beings, are partners with God in helping to complete the world. There's this concept called Tikkun Olam. Can everyone say Tikkun Olam? Tikkun Olam. And Tikkun Olam means to fix the world or to help repair it and complete the world together with God. So God created the trees, but it's up to us today to plant the trees. Okay? The other thing that we know in Judaism is it's so important to plant trees that in the Talmud, the rabbis teach us that if we're planting a tree and the Messiah comes, the Mashiach, and when the Messiah comes, we believe that there's going to be peace throughout the whole world. Such an important person is going to be this Messiah. But the Talmud teaches that if you're planting a tree and the Messiah comes, what do you think you should do? You finish planting the tree first, and then you can go and greet the Messiah. That's how important it is to plant a tree. Now the trees that you're going to be planting today are very small pine trees, and they come in a cardboard box. They get shipped to us in a cardboard box. Now what would happen if we left those trees in the cardboard box for another few weeks?
The roots would not be able to expand.
And
They would die.
these trees would die. Okay, so what you ladies are going to be doing today by planting these trees is you're going to be saving these trees, because they come to us in a cardboard box. They wouldn't make it. They wouldn't survive if we didn't plant them in the ground. So today you're going to be creating life. Just like your parents created life by creating you, you are going to be taking a tree, planting it in the ground, and with the proper amount of rainfall, water, and sunlight, your tree is going to grow. Okay? Now if you look over here at these small pine trees over here, these trees were planted by campers just like you 5 summers ago. Okay? So that's how big they're going to get in 5 years. But in 50 years, in 100 years, your trees will be that big. Okay? So we're going to talk more after we plant the trees. But it's important for you to know that you're not planting these trees for you, right? Because you're not going to be able to come here next summer and sit underneath your pine tree and get shade. However, in 50 years, you will be able to come to camp. Maybe you'll come right here to the Butzel Conference Center at Tamarack Camps with your grandparents, with your grandchildren. And you will be able to take your grandchildren out to this field, and you and your grandchildren can sit underneath the tree that you planted in the summer of 2008, and you can read a book in the shade of that tree.
Beautiful. Is that good? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a sweet home acid.
I made it in.
Oh, perfect. Here, need help.
Brittany, are you done?
Yeah.
All right, where am I putting it? Right here?
This dirt's like really.
No, wait, Josh, I'm using that. She already said that I could.
Josh, give it to me.
Let's
throw back.
Make sure it's closed all together when you put it in.
Who needs a digging tool? What we're going to do now is have the opportunity for those who would like to share for whom they planted their tree. You can do that now. Okay? You don't have to raise your hand. Counselors who planted a tree last session, if you would like, and did not plant a tree today, if you would like to share who you planted your tree for last session, please do as part of the group. You don't have to share if you don't want to, and you also don't have to raise your hand. The way that we're going to do it is when someone is done, someone else will go. Okay? If you're talking, when someone else is talking, just wait a moment, let them finish, and then you'll have the chance. Okay? Who would like to start? All right, go ahead.
Hi. I planted my tree after 3 people, but I'm just going to say 2. I planted it after, I planted it for God and after my great uncle Ben.
I planted my tree for all the Jews that have passed away in history, and especially for my grandma that passed away in like 2004, and my grandpa that died this year.
Remember, you don't have to raise your hand. Just wait until someone's done, and then real loudly say who you planted your tree for.
I planted my tree for my grandma.
And say if it's in honor of. If they're still alive, it's in honor of. If they've passed away, it's in memory of.
I planted my tree in honor of my grandma.
I planted my tree in memory of my grandpa.
Memory of my body. In memory of my grandma. In memory of my grandma and my aunt.
I planted my tree in memory of my Bobby, my papa, and my grandpa.
I planted my tree in memory of my grandparents. I mean, in
In honor?
honor.
Yeah, I planted my tree in honor of my I planted my tree in memory of my great grandpa and my great grandma.